On September 16th, I attended the Treasure Coast Regional Planning Council monthly meeting. It was a brief meeting. The only item that would directly affect us here in Lake Worth, and we've already had a presentation on it, was the Chain of Lakes Blueway Trail project. We heard from other commissioners and mayors in the room. Most of them were very much in support of it. The council voted to approve the action. A couple of things that I think we need to keep in mind here in Lake Worth. One is that even though has weighed in on this project, all of the people involved admit that there are manatees in that water, and no one has a good explanation for how they're going to solve the issue of the manatees. So while people are very exuberant about this item from other communities, those manatees are at home here in Lake Worth, and it's our responsibility to make sure that we take care of that issue, and that if the people involved in this are not coming up with a solution to address that, then we need to encourage them to create that solution. Another issue that came up from someone that made public comment was the idea of saltwater intrusion. Saltwater intrusion is something that we typically get and see in sea level rise. With this project, we are extending the inlet of salt water into the land, and that will encourage saltwater intrusion. So that's another thing to keep in mind and consider with this project. And the last one is the residents that live near this property. Several years ago, when we installed mangroves as part of the Snook Islands project, we had many residents who live along the intracoastal that spoke out about the way that those mangroves would change the property that they had invested in. The people who live on this property will also see a dramatic change in the property that they invested in, a change in their view, a change in the use of that property. And so I think that we just need to keep them in high regard, and whatever action we take here, consider that this will dramatically change their lives over there. So we need to keep those things in mind as this moves forward. The Sister City Board met again last week. Unfortunately, again, we did not have a quorum. However, it does look like we may have some solutions, a couple of options that have opened up to us. So I would encourage all of those members to come out one more time, give it the old college try, and I think that we can get this board started in the next meeting. And lastly, just very briefly, I wanted to address some code enforcement issues throughout the past